This is cs952, Introduction to Web Technologies and Design, and in this video we're going to have a look at the website we will be creating in class. Now this is the website that you can build if you follow through on all the step-by-step instructions and use the provided student materials. You do not have to use the provided student materials. If you have a different website you would like to make on a different theme, maybe you have a small business you'd like to make a website for, or maybe your personal website, I am most concerned to see if you have learned the technical skills we're covering in the class. So, for example, as you can see, we learn how to add an image carousel to this website. As long as you have an image carousel on your website, you can use whatever images you want and you can theme your website about whatever it is that you're interested in. We learn how to add a contact form to our website. So as long as you have a contact form on your website, that's fine. If you have any more specific questions about how you might want to approach this class differently, how you might want to modify the final website to meet your own needs, please be sure to send me a personal message in etudes. So let's talk about how we're going to put this together. First thing we're going to do is we're going to use a multi-step process to build this website. We're going to create a dev page first, a development page. It's kind of a sample page to add in different components and get a layout that we like. If we're working in a professional environment, this might be the sample that we send to a client. Once we've got our dev page locked down, we're going to use that to create a Dreamweaver template. And it is the Dreamweaver template that we use to then create all the pages for our website. Why do we use a template? Because we can go back at any point in the process and we will revisit our template throughout this course and make changes to our template, and any changes that we make to our template will automatically update all of our web pages. So if we need to redesign our navigation bar, if we want to change the footer to our website, all we have to do is make one change to our template and it will automatically update all of our web pages, whether we have 6 pages or 60 or 600 pages. It's one of the powerful features of Dreamweaver CC. Now this course is built around Dreamweaver CC, but we're also going to be emphasizing the Bootstrap 3 framework. There are 3 really key features to the Bootstrap 3 framework. One is the styling. So the Bootstrap 3 framework gives us a lot of well-designed web elements, like our contact form. We're using almost entirely the Bootstrap 3 framework for styling. The Bootstrap 3 framework also has a lot of built-in technologies, like this image carousel that we're looking at. The jQuery, the web code that's needed to make this work, is already included in Bootstrap 3. But probably, most importantly, Bootstrap 3 gives us a responsive grid framework, which means it gives us a way to make a website that looks great when we're viewing it on a desktop computer like we are now, or if we're viewing it on a tablet or a mobile device. This is what the website would look like if we were viewing it on an iPhone 6. So let's go through some of the elements on the web page. We're going to get started off with the navigation. This navigation that we see at the top is a Bootstrap 3 navigation bar. It's the standard Bootstrap 3 navigation bar. In the class, we're going to learn how to take this navigation bar that we get from Bootstrap and how to actually make, for example, this Google search work. When we first get the navigation bar, this search feature does not exist, but we learn what are the properties that we need to add in so that if we type in pencil and then hit Google, we can get a Google search from our web page. We're going to learn how to create absolute and relative links. So when we link to another page on our website, like if I click on my gallery page, or if I click on my history page, I'm linking inside of my website. We call these relative links. We're going to learn how to create relative links and absolute links. Absolute links are links that take us away from our website to another page on the internet. So if I click on the Pencil Museum, this is an absolute link because it links us to the Pencil Museum in England. We're going to learn how to use Bootstrap 3 show hide visibility classes. So for example, this search bar that we have, it's very helpful in desktop view, but when we're on a mobile device, we surrender a lot of our valuable screen space to the search tool. So you'll notice that when we do go to the mobile layout, the search tool is not displayed. Let's talk about our home page. On our home page, we're going to be using, again, the Bootstrap image carousel. The styling of this text that we see in front of us, this is done using the Bootstrap 3 block quote. The styling of our website name, the Humble Pencil, we're going to learn how to use web fonts, which are non-standard fonts that we can load off the internet rather than just using the standard 5 or 6 fonts that are included on almost every computer. We can select from all kinds of interesting fonts, and we can have those fonts load when our web page loads. These 3 columns that we see down here, featured pages, gallery, history, and media, this is built using the Bootstrap responsive grid framework. So we have these 3 items next to each other when we're in our desktop view, and then as we make our web page smaller, you'll notice that they reconfigure with these elements stacked one on top of the other. If we view this again in our mobile view, we'll see that having these elements stacked one on top of each other is very mobile friendly. But when we're viewing it on a desktop computer, it makes more sense to have these elements next to each other. In our gallery, we were just taking a peek at our gallery section. You recall that we saw those images spinning around. We're going to learn how to do that by using CSS properties. We're going to learn how to use jQuery and an image modal, so that if I click on a pencil, this is a modal. The image pops up in front of us, it looks larger, and then to go through and view our different images, we can just click our next button and it takes us right through our images. So this particular feature is built on a combination of the jQuery library that's included with the Bootstrap 3 framework, but we also learn how to use this particular feature. This is called Fancy Box, and in our class we learn how to add in extra jQuery that may not already be a part of the Bootstrap 3 framework. We had a brief look at our history page. Let's go to our history page. In our history page, we learn how to add a table. This is a standard HTML table, but we're going to use the Bootstrap 3 framework to style this table. A standard HTML table does not look quite as attractive as this. We're going to be using Bootstrap 3 classes to style this, and we're also going to learn how to add a background image and how to change the background color of our pages. We create a media page, and in our media page we have both a video player and an audio player. For our video player, we learn how to use an embedded YouTube video and also how to use our own streaming HTML5 video. HTML5 video, this is video that we have on our own website. YouTube video is video that comes to us through YouTube. We also learn how to add in an audio player and how to add jQuery to create a universally styled audio player interface that we have here. And we learn how to create links, and if you click on any of these song titles, they will link to a YouTube video. We create a contact page, and if we look at our contact page, all the styling that we see in front of us was created by Bootstrap 3. We make one little minor change, but basically the appearance of this page is based on Bootstrap 3, and this is a working contact form. So my fictitious student is Jose Garcia, so he fills out this form, Garcia, and then types in his email address, and then he can say whether or not he would like to be on our email list and what pages he'd like to visit, and then click on send us a note, and the page will generate an email and will generate a confirmation message as well. If you want to learn more about how to actually create this confirmation message, then look into taking cs958 at West LA College, the PHP class, because that's where we learn how to do this part of web design. We also have an extra credit page. If you're interested in extra credit, it's our frequently asked questions page. Let's click on that. And our frequently asked questions page, we do a lot with linking and with advanced CSS. So let's go to the mobile version of this page. So we can click on what does a pencil stand for, and it'll take us right to where the answer is. We can go back to the top. This is all done using relative links where we're linking inside of the page. And we also do a little fancy CSS styling. You notice that we have a textured background, so we learn a little bit more about backgrounds. So this is a general overview of what the website will look like that we will be creating this spring in CS952, Introduction to Web Technologies and Design.